this meeting. So this is yesterday's practice that you try to do the data retrieval by using all those interfaces of your java.sql package. So these are the three objects given to you: connection object, statement object, result set object which we used. So connection is an interface which will be establishing the connectivity with the database, and statement is an interface which is used to execute your SQL statements, right? If you are going to execute your select statement, you will be able to obtain the results, and those results will be received into another object of type result set, which is known as a table of data representing the result set retrieved from your database table, right? And here the connection has got established by implementing these two steps. So the very first thing is you need to load the driver, which is done by using class.forName method. Then we need to make the connection. That job is done by using driverManager.getConnection method. Right, so once you are done with these two steps, you are there, you got connected to your database. Then you need to invoke this create statement method on the connection object that will give you the statement object. That is our step 3. Then this statement object is providing us two methods. One is execute query, the other one is execute update. So in our case, we have executed a query by using execute query method, right? So when you executed that query, it returns the result set object for us, and we are looping through that result set object to retrieve the data for every row from that result set. Then execute update. So this method you will be able to use it on the statement object whenever you want to apply any changes to be happened against the database table, like insert, right, or update, delete. So such operations will be executed by using this execute update method, right? So that way execute query is going to return you the result set, whereas execute update is going to return you an int value, which is nothing but the number of records that got affected because of this query, because of the statement that you are going to process it by using this execute update, right? So that is what the basic difference is. And your result set is to be considered as the primary interface to fetch the information from your database, and you will be able to loop through that like the way we were looping it using either the enumeration or iterator object, right? And here every result set is maintained between two boundaries, like beginning of the result set and end of the result set. By default, the cursor is positioned at the beginning of the result set. So from there we wanted to push it on to the next row, which is nothing but the cursor is by default kept at the beginning of the result set. So from there we wanted to push it by saying rset.next. So it is pushing from beginning to the very first record. So from there, first, next, 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 till you reach the end of the result set. So when you reach the end of the result set, your next method returns false. So that way, the next method keeps on returning you true as long as it is able to step through the next row of data from that result set object. Right? So that way we'll be able to use that result set. So combining all these three interfaces, we wrote a program yesterday which has got executed against the search engine table and is retrieving all those rows whatever we inserted into that table, right? So that's what we tried to execute yesterday, right? And today, in continuation to that, let us do the data insertion as well. So we'll write a new program called as insert search engine, which is going to insert some rows of data into that search engine table, right? So let's go back to, I think yesterday Ahmad was sharing the screen, right? So let me make Ahmed the presenter, so that it is just the continuation for yesterday's things. So we'll be continuing from there. Ahmed, I made you the presenter. Please share your screen. Right. So here I want you to save this current program search engine data.java. Just click that file, save as, file, save as, name it as insert search engine. Insert search engine .java. Right. Say OK. Yep. Rename it type to insert search engine. So here while inserting the data against the table, we don't need any result set. Result set is retrieved when you are going to retrieving the data. So one very first thing that you can do is go to top lines, before the main method. Just delete line 12. Control D. Right. Now step 1 is needed, right? So anything we want to do against the database, definitely step 1 is needed, and step 2 is also needed. Then step 3 is needed to get that create statement, so that statement object will be ready. Then step 4 and step 5 we can delete them. So select from line 33 to 43, right, delete that. Okay, then you can also delete line 40, control D on line 40. Right. Save this and let's take these steps after step 3. First let us fill that step 4. So copy all these lines of code at line 32. Okay, we are going to use this scanner object, which is a new class from java.util used to read the data. Import that from java.util package. So like the way we have used data input stream object, all that to read the lines of data and all, or buffered reader object we have used, right? So similar to that, scanner is a new implementation introduced since from JDK 1.5, which is helpful for us to read the data. So already there are 5 rows of data there in my search engine table. I want to insert the 6th row. So I said int id equal to 6, and then I am going to prompt a message saying that enter search engine name, and I want to read that name into the variable string name equal to in.next line. So I'm going to enter whatever the value I'll be entering on console, that would be read by that scanner object and is assigned to your name variable. Similarly, enter search engine URL. So whatever the URL you are going to enter, that will be assigned to your string URL variable. Press enter after line 41. Now it is trying to prepare the insert statement there by using string builder object. Insert into search engine. We need to insert id, name, URL values. So all your values are there in the local variables id, name and URL. So concatenate them properly with appropriate single quote values and all. So we are doing that concatenation by using query.append, and then we would like to display that query by using sysout of query, and then we need to close that scanner object. We said that in.close. Right, so this is all your step 4, which is actually used to read the data and prepare that insert statement. Now step 5 will be to run that statement, that insert statement, whatever you prepared there, by using string builder. So press enter after line 46 and copy this step 5. After line 46 you can press enter and paste it. So this is our step 5. So here we are trying to use stmt.execute update. In our previous program we used execute query, and this time we are trying to use the execute update method, which is going to execute the insert statement, and as a result of that insert, whatever the number of rows that gets inserted into that job would be that value will be returned into that variable I, and we just wanted to display an appropriate message saying that one record is inserted into search engine table successfully. Right, so this is step 5, and step 6 is as usual closing all those objects. Right, just save this and try to run this program. Yep, on your console it is prompting you enter search engine name. Right, so here we need to enter a search engine name, whatever we wish to enter, like for example Alta Vista, ALTA VISTA, Alta Vista. Press enter. Enter search engine URL, it is asking www.altavista.com. So this has to be inserted as the 6th record into your database table. Press enter and it prepares the insert statement. See that insert into search engine ID, name, URL, values 6, Alta Vista within single quotes, then then www.altavista.com within single quotes, and then closing that bracket. So this is the insert statement that gets executed using your stmt.execute update method, and as a result of it, it returns one value into the variable I, and we are trying to display that one record is inserted into search engine successfully. So let us verify. Go back to your SQL editor of pgadmin3. Right. Just rerun that select query, Control A, and then click that run icon on the top, or you can press F5. Right, you can see that 6th record, a new record is got added, Alta Vista, www.altavista.com. Right, and also you can run your search engine data program, I mean yesterday's program you can run. That is also going to retrieve all the records from your table. Go back to Eclipse and run that search engine data program from your package. Right click, then say run as, just click that run. Yep, there you go. So you can see that 6th record got added or not. Is it clear? Do you understand how we are trying to insert the data into the table and all? So in case those who are new to SQL, those who are not aware of how to write the SQL statements and all, so to practice online, there is a website meant for that, sqlzoo.net. So I pasted all these links. It is to describe you about the different types of JDBC drivers. The last link that I pasted in your chat window. Yes, this is the SQL tutorial, and here you can understand all those select basics, and also you'll be able to practice here itself. Scroll down. You can learn your SQL stage by stage, or you can just click the very first link, 0th link on the top, whatever that 0th link is there. Yep, click that one. It starts teaching you how do you use that select. Scroll down. So it is giving you some table, and it is also asking you some question, and type whatever the query you wanted to type. So right now the query is given to you, select population from world where name equal to France. Click that submit SQL button. The result is going to be shown in the sidebar window, right? And he is asking you to modify that select query to show the population of Germany. So what you will be modifying within those single quotes, you will be removing France and you will be keeping Germany. Right, so that way you will be able to understand the usage of where clause, select statement, what it is for, all those things. Right, so this way you just you can keep practicing the things online itself, or you can create the tables in your PostGRE SQL. You can create your own tables and then try to play with all these SQL statements and all there. Right, so no one is going to stop you. So this PDF is already uploaded yesterday. Right, so this is how we'll be able to use this statement object not only for the data retrieval but also for the data insertion, and also you can use it for data updation as well. Data updation, data deletion, anything you can do it by using your statement object, right? So in addition to this statement object, there is one more called as prepared statement, which is to be considered as the sub interface of the statement object, and we'll be able to use that prepared statement object as a pre-compiled statement. Means in case if you wanted to use that statement object repeatedly for multiple number of times, so in that case, instead of preparing the insert statement every time and then passing that query to your statement.execute update and all, so you'll be able to do that as a prepared statement, which is to be considered as a pre-compiled statement. So the current data insertion program can also be done by using your prepared statement object. No, it is not there. This is all yesterday's PDF. So today's PDF is going to talk you about the prepared statement. So let's go back to Eclipse. We will try to rewrite this program. Just go to that insert search engine program. Just say save as, file, save as. Okay, say that insert using prepared statement. Insert using prepared statement dot java. Perfect. Okay, go to the top. Okay, here save this. Line number 12. So we just wanted to replace that statement object as prepared statement. Make that statement as public static prepared statement stmt. Just type of that stmt variable, right? Save. Control Shift O. It should get imported from java.sql package. You can check those import statements. Click on that plus symbol on line number 3. It will show you what it has imported, right? So now going inside the main method, inside the try block, step 1 is needed, step 2 is needed, then step 3 onwards everything will get modified. So you can take this as your step 3. So remove those 3 lines, line 29, 30, 31, and copy these lines. Bring it at line 29, right. Control Shift F, right. So you can see that query is pre-built. I mean string query equal to insert into search engine ID, name, URL, values are given with the question marks. So those question marks are known as the placeholders, right? So using these placeholders, I am trying to preparing the statement object. So at a later point of view for this prepared statement object, I can pass all these values, right? So conn dot create statement you are using earlier. So now we are using conn dot prepare statement to get that prepared statement object based on the given query. So this way this prepared statement object is to be considered as a pre-compiled object, right? Then on your step 4, so you will be taking the help of your scanner object to read the data. So modify line 35, make it as int id equal to 7, and we'll try to read the values for search engine name and search engine URL. Okay, then go to line 42, 42, 43, 44, you can delete those 3 lines. Yep. And the values need to be passed to those respective placeholders. So how can we do this job? This job is going to be done would be done by using your STMT object. So let me give you these 3 lines. You can paste them after line 42. Right, so 1 represents the first question mark, 2 represents the second question mark. So those placeholder values are nothing but your values to be passed to that insert statement. So that way, first one is going to carry the ID value, second one is going to carry the name value into that name column, then third one is going to carry that URL value into that URL column. Right, so this way I am trying to set these values by using the set methods of that prepared statement object. And now at step 5, I have to process my query. Right, so already my query object is the pre-compiled element, so I need not to pass it to the execute update. On line number 48, you can remove the parameter to that execute update. So you can simply say that stmt dot execute update without any parameter. Empty. Delete that. Query dot toString is not required because that stmt is itself a pre-compiled query, and you are just invoking that execute update method on that, which is going to return you how many rows got affected there. Right? Save this. And this time we are trying to insert the 7th record. Okay? So let us try to run this. No need to worry about that. It will be, yeah, it will be shown. Right? Enter search engine name. Name it as HOTBOT. It has taken as the empty search engine name. www.hotbot.com. Press enter. Now run your search engine data program. Record has got inserted where the search engine name is empty. Right? Name is not there. Now go to that the editor. You can run that. If you want to update that, you can update it. Write update statement, update search engine. In that SQL editor, you can type update search engine, search underscore engine. No. Update is a SQL. We are trying to write not the Java program. We are trying to write the SQL statements. Update space search underscore engine is the name of the table. Search engine space set space name, name means your column name, equal to within single quotes HOT BOT, where after single quote, come out of single quote, space, where ID equal to 7, semicolon, select that line, run this query. Perfect. Now write select star from search engine, delete that update statement and then say select star from search engine. Yeah, anyway you can write SQL editor. SQL statements are not case sensitive. Select star, star means shift 8 from star space from table name, space table name. Right, run the query. This time you can see that name is applied, and also you can run your search engine data program. Go back to Eclipse and rerun that program. There you go. You can see all those 7 records now, right? So this way, so which one you feel easy? Insertion by using prepared statement is easy, or insertion by using statement is easy? Obviously prepared statement is easy. Why? Because you can set whatever the values you need to set. We need not to get confused with the concatenation of data by putting single quotes here, there, plus single quote. If you miss any single quote, it will be causing a lot of trouble. So here we need not worry about all that, right? So now not only the data insertion, like just now we did the updation, right? So similarly let us do the updation also, or let us do the data retrieval by using this prepared statement. So for the data retrieval purpose, what I want to do is I will read any one value between 1 to 7, right? And I wanted to display only that specific record. If I say 5, it should display me only that 5th row. If I say 10, it should say me that no row exists with this ID 10, right? So that is what I want to do. So go to that search engine data program which is meant for retrieval purpose. So this time we'll say save as, file save as, search engine data by ID, will pass ID. So based on the given ID, it should retrieve me the data value, that particular row. Okay. Okay. So this time step 1 is needed, step 2 is needed, step 3 we are going to modify. Like this. Copy this. Remove those 3 lines, line 30, 31, 32 you can remove. And copy this, defining a prepared statement object. So this time our query will be select star from search engine where ID equal to question mark. So a placeholder is only one value. We would like to pass it for that ID column in the where clause of the select query. So based on that select query, we are preparing our prepared statement object. Go to the top, and that statement object should also be modified. Line number 11. Rename it as prepared statement. Import that. Alright. So your step 3 is done. So you got your select query as a pre-compiled statement over there. Now that step 4, you can remove that. You can remove line 35, 36, 37, 38. Yes. Copy these statements there at line 35. So we wanted to execute that select query to do the data retrieval, and here we have taken the scanner object once again from java.util.scanner, right? And this time we are going to prompt the user enter search engine ID, and we want to read it as an integer value. So we are using nextInt method of the scanner, which returns me the value there into the variable ID, and that ID variable we are trying to pass it to the placeholder by saying stmt dot set int of only one column is there. So here the column indexes of prepared statement begins from 1, not 0. So that is the first column. So 1 comma ID we are saying, right? So with this, my statement object is readily available with the complete values and all. Now I just need to invoke that execute query method on that, which returns me the result set into the variable R set. Then at my step 5, I need to read all the data. So we know that it is only one record. So no need to use while there. So you can say if. You can just remove that while and make it if. If rset.next, do all that. Else, delete that line 48 which is unnecessarily blank. Control D. And write else after that. Else doesn't require any condition. Else open the curly brace and press enter. Right, so inside that else block just copy this out. Okay, so if data is not going to get retrieved for the given ID, then we would like to display the message saying that no row exists for this ID. Right? Save this and run this program. No, on your left and right hand side there is a computer icon. So click that computer icon which should be popping up that console. Yes. Enter search engine ID. No need to move your cursor, you just start typing, automatically it takes. So you need to enter the value, numeric value. Enter any value between 1 to 7. Press enter. Right? So for the ID 6, that is the data. Again run the program, program is terminated. So rerun the program. Enter some search engine ID which is non-existing. Let's say 10, 11, right? Enter. Right? There you go. So this way we will be able to use this prepared statement not only for the data insertion but also for the data retrieval. Is it clear? So in case if you want to update the data, that job also you can do. So go to your insert using prepared statement program and we'll make it as update. Save that one, save as. Update using prepared statement. Say OK. Connection object, prepared statement object. Fine. Then step 1, step 2 are fine. Step 3, it should not be insert, it should be update. So go to line 30 and modify that query. Just remove that insert into and you can write update. Into also you can remove. Update search engine space search engine space set space delete that bracket id comma. Yes. No. Why all? Okay, remove all till to that double quotes things. You can remove everything. Set name equal to question mark comma URL equal to question mark space where space id equal to question mark. Okay. So this time let's say we wanted to modify the id 7. Right. So you are going to enter some search engine name. You will be reading it. Name is there. Enter search engine URL. You are going to read that one also. Or instead of reading that search engine URL, try to prepare that. Remove that line 39. Control D on line 39. Control D will delete that line. On line 38 also Control D. String URL equal to something like this. So I want you to copy this. Copy this code and replace that line 38. Right. So only name I would like to enter. So whatever the name I will be entering, for that I just wanted to put .org, http://www. that particular name.org. And this time the order of question marks are different. Right? So go to line 41. What is your first question mark? It is not ID. First question mark is for what? Name. And it is not int. So it should be set string you need to use. stmt.setString 1 comma name. Set string 1 comma name. Perfect. Then the second question mark is what? It is URL. Then the third question mark is what? It is ID. Right? So when you are not sure about the databases, you can, the data type, you can keep set string for that. But here it is an integer variable, so we can put set int of 3, id. That makes more sense, right? Now save this, Control Shift F, save this, and once again you are invoking that execute update only. So this time update command. Earlier the method was execute update, but the command that got executed is insert command of SQL, and this time update command of SQL. Right, save this and let's try to run this. So enter that search engine name this time as, say, Wikipedia. Press enter. Now check that what has got inserted. You can either check in your pgadmin 3 or you can run your search engine data program. Anything is fine. Search engine data by ID, you ran that, so it is asking you to enter that search engine ID. Enter 7. It is the one you modified. Right? So name is Wikipedia. URL is http://www.wikipedia.org. So data got updated. Even if you want to go back to your SQL editor of pgadmin, there also you can check. So hardboard got replaced with this Wikipedia. Right? So this is how we'll be able to use this prepared statement object to perform all these database updations. Is it clear? Any questions? Okay. Now there is one more object available called as result set metadata. It is a class which is helpful for us to find the information about the result set. Like how many number of columns are there. So of course here we are working with a single table called search engine table, and this table is created by us, right? And we know how many columns are there. We know the data type of every column and all. So no confusion. But in real time scenario, when you are going to deal with number of tables and all, and in each table how many columns are there, we are not sure, because database admins are different, Java developers are different, different teams are working, right? So in that case, without keep on disturbing to your DB admins, how do you know the information about how many columns are there in the table, all that, right? Like what is the name of every column, what is the data type of the column. So all such information will be able to know it by using one more class called result set metadata, right? So this class is providing us a couple of methods which are helpful to interrogate about that result set, right? So let's write one example. So go to your very first program, search engine data program. Just say save as. Just give that as result set metadata demo. Result set metadata demo .java. Okay, save that. Okay, so here copy this variable after line 12. So we need connection statement result set and also result set metadata. Right, import that from java.sql package. Okay, so step 1 is needed, step 2 is needed, then step 3 is needed, Step 4 is needed, right? Just step 5, remove that step 5. 41 to 46 you can remove all those lines and then copy these lines. Step 5. So instead of looping through the result set, we wanted to define the result set metadata object, and we wanted to know how many columns are there, and we wanted to know the name of every column, data type of every column, all those details. Alright, save this. So here RSMD equal to result set means rset dot get metadata. Then int I equal to 1, and you are looping through, because we know that column numbering starts from the first column, not 0. It is not like arrays and list objects, all that, right? And so get column count method of your RSMD returns you how many columns are there. Then get column name method, get column name of I, means you keep on passing that I, and it is going to return you the respective column name. And get column type name is another method which returns you the data type of that column, and you are printing all those details, right? So whatever the number of columns there in your table, so for that many number of times this while loop gets executed, right? Save this and try to run this. You can observe on your console column 1, 2, 3 are there, right? So column 1 is ID and its data type, column 2 is name, column 3 is URL and their data types. So this is how result set metadata is helpful to know about the respective number of columns, data types of columns, etc. for us, right? So this is the usage of it. Similar to result set metadata, there is one more class called database metadata that helps us to fetch the information about the database we connected to, like which version of database we connected, what is the username we connected with, what is the database name it is, right? What is the database URL, which driver you are using to establish the connection. So all such activities will be known by using this database metadata. Okay, so just save as this program, click file, save as, say that database metadata demo, database metadata demo. Database is a single word, right? Okay, go to the top, since we just wanted to work with a database metadata, so we don't need statement object, we don't need result set object, all that. So delete line 12, 13, and you can rename that result set metadata as, yeah, delete, and then make that result set metadata as database metadata. Result set, you can remove it and put it as database. And rename that variable also. Yep, it is from java.sql package. Rename that RSMD variable as dbmd. dbmd. Perfect. Save this. So here we need step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Those 3 steps you can remove. 3, 4, 5 not required. Right, delete. And line 39, 40 also you can delete. Control D, Control D. Perfect. So now go to line 31 and paste these lines of code. So after we establish the database connection, we would like to define the database metadata object. That job would be done directly on your connection. So when you say connection.get metadata, that returns you the DBMD object. And then you will be able to invoke all those respective methods on that DBMD, like dbmd.get database product name, dbmd.get database product version, username, URL, driver name, is it supporting stored procedures or not, right? So all these database related investigation, this is all, or interrogation you can say. Save this and try to run this program. Let's verify the output. There you go. Database product that you are working is PostgreSQL, right? The version is 9.5.5. Username is PostgreS. URL is that. Driver name is that. Is it supporting the stored procedures? Yes, true. If it is not, it returns false. Right? So this way we'll be able to know about the details of your database which to whom you connected to. Alright? Any questions so far? Few more URLs to know little more in detail about these JDBC things. Any questions, guys? These are the good URLs with respect to MySQL are also provided here. So if you want to practice MySQL, yes, you can go ahead and you can practice MySQL. So the respective steps are also provided. And PostgreSQL you can practice directly by creating some tables, all that. Right, so database is whichever the database, the JDBC point of view, everything remains same. Right? Just what is going to be changed is during that step 2, the database URL will be different and the database driver name will be different and username password will be different. Those are the 4 properties which we need to set. Rest all remains same. Alright? Okay, if no questions, that's all from my end for today. And tomorrow we will take a look at, instead of dealing with all these insert statements, update statements, etc., etc., directly once we get the result set, we want to use that result set itself to do the data insertion. We want to use the same result set object itself to perform the update against the database table. We don't want to write, we don't want to embed the update statement, we don't want to bring that insert statement, all that. So we want to make our result set objects as the updatable result sets, and right now our result set is allowing us to navigate from top to bottom, and this time we also wanted to navigate from backward direction, means from bottom row to the top row. So that way scrollable result sets and the updatable result sets, so how do we work with them, that we'll take a look at tomorrow. So with that we will close JDBC things and then we can start working with the servlet programming. right? So that is all for now. Okay, any more questions from anyone? Shikanya, are you able to follow? Because you missed yesterday's thing. So I have uploaded the MP4 recording of yesterday's thing. So please go through that and do the setup of PostGRE SQL, all that, right? And let me know wherever if you are facing any issues and all. Okay. So that's all. That's all for now. See you tomorrow. Thank you guys.